Alright, we're here for game 3, playing against our opponent somewhere in the sun. We won the die roll, so we're going to go first. This is a pretty land-heavy hand, but we do have 2 rituals and a Baral. I think that's pretty good. I think we're going to go ahead and keep. Obviously, we need to draw into some more stuff. I'm going to play a fetch land on turn 1, especially since we don't have a cantrip. Because we want to be able to thin our deck of land so we don't keep drawing more and more of them. See what our opponent's playing. Plays Overgrown Tomb. Could be a Thoughtseize in my future. Takes the 2 for Overgrown Tomb. Hey, there's a Thoughtseize. I must be psychic. Probably going to take Baral. Could also possibly take Manamorphose if he has a removal spell for Baral. But I imagine he would probably take Baral because I'm going to get to cast him otherwise. Unfortunately, Storm isn't the best deck in a format full of Thoughtseizes, which the format is currently in with a lot of Death Shadow decks. So Storm, you know, as a metagame choice, might not be the best if you're going to a nice open tournament. He does take Baral, so that may mean that he doesn't have a removal spell in hand. And we'll fetch into turn. We'll go ahead and get another Steam Vents, and then we'll pass the turn. We get a Lightning Bolt. I'm going to play the Spire Bluff Canal, representing that maybe we drew a counterspell on our turn. I doubt he'll play around it, but we'll see. We do have a Lightning Bolt, though, so if he plays a creature here, we could potentially bolt it. He gets a Dark Confidant, and I think we're just going to bolt Dark Confidant at the end of his turn, just to keep him from getting any value off of it. We drew another Lightning Bolt. That's solid. We'll go ahead and Steam Vents, and we won't play it untapped, because we don't have a need for that. Pass it back to him, see what he casts. Opponent casts another Bob. That's a good play for us. We get to Lightning Bolt him as well. He's got a Verdant Catacombs, and we will rinse and repeat. Draw another Desperate Ritual. We definitely need to start building a hand with more cost reducers and some cantrips and things like that. Because if not, right now we have no interaction whatsoever, so whatever he does is just going to go completely unchecked. So that means we need to start drawing some good combo pieces here really quickly. There is the potential that we just fire off this Manamorphose at some point in desperation just to draw the card, but we want to try to avoid that if we can. Opponent gets a Stomping Ground. This could still be Death Shadow Jund. You would probably still see Dark Confidant in those decks. But it also could just be a good old-fashioned Jund, which I've seen start to get a little bit more of an uptick in popularity. You know, for a while it was kind of, you know, on the wayside because Death Shadow's Jund was a little bit more popular. Opponent's hitting Scavenging Ooze. He may ooze my Baral now, or he may ooze some of his Dark Confidants to gain some life. There's a Gifts Ungiven. Gifts Ungiven's not bad. We may throw that out at the end of his turn and see if we can get enough combo pieces to maybe potentially win next turn, or at the very least slow him down. He is at a relatively low life total, but he's going to gain 2 from the Scavenging Ooze, getting at least 2 creatures this turn. Opponent's going to go ahead and start eating creatures. It's going to bump his guy up to a 4/4. And actually having both the Lightning Bolts in the graveyard, if we can get Past in Flames off, he has to choose carefully what he's going to eat with Scavenging Ooze. And we can potentially flash back these Lightning Bolts to finish him off. But it's going to come in for 4. Obviously, our opponent having main deck Graveyard Hate is really bad for us. All right, going to fire off this Gifts Ungiven. All right, so we're going to get a Desperate Ritual, a Past in Flames, a Pyretic Ritual, and a Flames, and I think a Grape Shot. Let's see which ones our opponents puts in the graveyard. He might put the Past in Flames in now, and then eat it before my turn with Stomping Ground, or with one of his 2 green mana. And it looks like that's what he's doing. Let's see, he is eating the Grape Shot, it looks like. No, he did eat the Past in Flames, that's fine. And we drew another Gifts Ungiven, so yay for us. So let's go ahead and cast up our rituals, cast up our rituals, cast up our rituals, and cast up our rituals. Let's see, let's go ahead and cast Manamorphose. We'll get 2 blue out of it. We drew Baral, that's good. We're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to cast Baral, and now we're going to Gifts Ungiven again. So now here's the problem. If we get Past in Flames, then he can eat it, and we don't have another Lightning Bolt to kill the Scavenging Ooze with, even though it's a 4/4, and that wouldn't be enough anyway. So I think we So if we get the Past in Flames, he eats it, and then we never go anywhere. If we get, say, a Serum Visions, a Manamorphose, an Opt, and I guess one more Ritual. No, let's get another Gifts Ungiven. Let's see what he gives us out of that. Essentially, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to draw cards and see if we can naturally draw the other Past in Flames. So he's putting the Gifts Ungiven in the graveyard. So he gives us both the cantrips. Let's go ahead and Serum Visions. That gives us a land that we don't need and 2 more on top that we don't need. So let's go ahead and Opt. That gives us another Serum Visions that we can't cast. We have played a land this turn, I believe. Maybe we haven't. But either way, we want the cantrip. Oh, we haven't played a land this turn. So we'll go ahead and get that. We get a Desperate Ritual, got a Pyretic Ritual, and another Opt. So we're going to leave the Opt on top of the library. Unfortunately, that kind of means we've kind of spent our hand. So we're going to pass the turn. And our opponent's definitely got us in a really, really tough spot. So I don't think that we're getting out of this, but we're going to see what we can do on our turn. Opponent's going to eat, looks like Manamorphose. Opponent's going to Thoughtseize our 1 card out of our hand. He's coming in for 8. We are going to take it. We can't afford to block with Baral right now. All right, we're going to draw this Opt. We're going to go ahead and fire it off. See what we get. Spire Bluff Canal is not what we need. We need Past in Flames, so we're going to put that on the bottom. We drew a Flooded Strand, which means that we are now dead, so we're going to go ahead and concede. So, what does that mean? Opponent had main deck Graveyard Hate, which is not good for us. Graveyard Hate means it's a good matchup for Empty the Warrens, and I think we're going to take Past in Flames out. We're going to bring in our other 2 Lightning Bolts, I think, and we're going to cut, probably, Remain's not bad. I guess we probably cut some cantrips, and we'll try it like that. We would like to play first. This is a 1-lander with a Serum Visions in it. Serum Visions could get us to our 2nd land, which we can then use to remand with, and then potentially Lightning Bolt and Grape Shot and some other stuff. We probably want to build up to a Empty the Warrens, though. I think we'll keep this. It's not a great hand, but we'll see if it works. Mulliganing against a deck that runs a lot of Thoughtseizes is not the best. He mulliganed to 6, however. Let's see if he mulligans. He keeps it 6. So we will Spire Bluff. We'll go ahead and Serum Visions. That does get us to our 2nd land. I don't think we want the 2nd Remand, and I don't think we want the Manamorphose right now. I think what we're looking for is an Empty the Warrens. Opponent's probably going to have a Thoughtseize on turn 1. Oh, no, he doesn't. So, and he also didn't have it come into play untapped. Would suggest that he's not playing Death Shadow Jund. He's playing traditional Jund. So that's important to know. Drew another Serum Visions. I don't think we're going to cast it, though. I think we're going to hold up Remand and see what he does on turn 2. Opponent has a Scavenging Ooze. I could Remand it, or I could wait till my turn and Lightning Bolt it. And since I think I actually want this to die, even though drawing the card would be nice, I think I'm going to just Lightning Bolt it at the end of his turn. And we'll go ahead and fetch, of course, as well. And we're going to fetch for Steam Vents. Not tapped. Not untapped, I should say. Going back to my turn, we drew into another land, which is cool. I think I'll go ahead and Serum Visions now. We drew a Baral, and we also have an Electromancer and another Serum Visions on top. I don't think we need the Goblin Electromancer, but we are going to put the cantrip on top, because drawing cards is fun. We're not going to play Baral here. We're going to hold up Remand. Opponent's going to Collective Brutality. And he's going to duress us. So I think we'll go ahead and Remand that. He hasn't played a land yet, which means he could have a follow-up play. And we drew that Serum Visions. He does have a land, but it's a Raging Ravine that comes into play tapped. We drew another land. Solid. We're going to go ahead and Serum Visions. We have an Opt. We also have 2 Grape Shots now. We'll put the land on the bottom and the Opt on top. And we'll go ahead and play Baral and pass the turn. Now, we're not going to fetch at the end of turn because we want to draw the Opt. Opponent's got a Collective Brutality. That's unfortunate. Well, we knew he had the Collective Brutality because we remanded it, but he's going to be casting it again, which means he gets to Duress. It's not a really big deal as to what he takes here, although we definitely wanted to have a more critical mass of spells. Taking a Grape Shot out of our hand actually makes it much less likely for us to win, because being able to Storm and then casting Grape Shot twice is one of the ways you do 20 points of damage, especially without needing the graveyard as a resource. He took a Desperate Ritual, though. He did get his land. He's got another follow-up spell. He's going to terminate Baral. Yeah, that stinks. We wanted him, so going to draw our Opt. And we're going to Opt main phase. There's a Lightning Bolt. Yeah, I think we want the Lightning Bolt. If he doesn't play a creature, we can use it to kill Raging Ravine, which is probably his only other pressure on us right now. Opponent has a Tarmogoyf, who is quite big. Alright, we're going to fetch end to turn now. Let's see. I guess we get a Steam Vents. So we get a Desperate Ritual. So let's figure out how much damage we can do total. If we cast 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 spells, 5 spells, 6. So 4 and 6 is 10, 13. So we can do 13 damage to him right now. That is unfortunately not enough. So we're going to need a couple more spells to make this work. So we'll pass the turn. Hopefully he doesn't have more discard. Best possible draw right now would probably be a Empty the Warrens. He's going to Culligan's Command. God. He's going to Culligan's Command. I think that we... See, he's going to get his Scavenging Ooze back. That's bad. He's going to get his Scavenging Ooze back. I think we just discard a Ritual. Oh, no. Can't. We discard the Poetic Ritual. Cast his Scavenging Ooze. Now, we only have one creature that he could potentially eat with Scavenging Ooze. We could try to kill his Scavenging Ooze in response, but I think we want to hold the Lightning Bolt. He's not eating the Baral now because he wants to keep Tarmogoyf as a 4/5. There's another Pyretic Ritual. That puts us in the same situation, unfortunately. That would be 1, 2, 3 spells. So 3 spells plus Grape Shot is 4. That means we would have cast 4 spells. So when we cast Grape Shot, that'll be Storm 4 plus 1 more is 5. So 9, 10, 11, 12. Unfortunately, still not enough to do it. So we need our opponent to stop casting discard spells. That would be really nice. Although our opponent taking some damage from the fetch lands is actually kind of helping us a little bit here. Oh, he took the damage from that. That's interesting. What's he casting? There's only one creature in the graveyard, right? So he can eat 2 more spells. Since we took our Past in Flames out, that doesn't really bother us. So he is Slaughter Gamesing. He knows what's in my hand. So he may name something that we have in our hand, which would kind of blow us out. He may also be naming something like Past in Flames or something that we've taken out of our deck. We see what he names. I think that just means we scoop, unfortunately. Yeah, the chosen card is Grape Shot, and that's kind of the only way that we had out of this. So we will go ahead and concede, unfortunately, because I don't think that we can draw anything that gets us out of this problem. Manamorphose doesn't do it. Yeah, we were a ways off from anything good. So unfortunately, that means we are 1-2, which is not the best record. We're going to go into Game 4 optimistic, hoping that we win Games 4 and 5, and hopefully make our tickets back. So we'll see you in the next one.